Okay, welcome everybody. This is Ordinary People with Extraordinary Stories. I'm Chana Weisberg, host of this podcast. Today I'm joined by an incredible woman. Her name is Oshrit Alicia, and she has a really inspiring story of return, a lot of ups and downs, a journey that has brought her to Brazil, to prison in Brazil, to finally getting freed from there, to back to Israel, where she now is doing incredible things. And I don't want to take away from her story. I'd like Oshrit to introduce herself to you. Welcome so much. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining, Oshrit.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me.
So tell us a little about your background. Where were you born? What was your childhood like? Let's start with that.
Okay, so I born in Israel. Very small and nice moshav, close to Haifa. I lived here for a few years, and actually, when I started all my, I can guess like bad situation, I moved to Tel Aviv.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, like everything was going until like you said, until to the jail, and then Baruch Hashem after it.
So you grew up, and I think it was until about you were 10 years old. Everything was fine. You had a beautiful childhood, a very warm family, and then at 10, someone hurt you. You were abused as a child, and
Yes.
and after that, everything went downward spiral. I guess there was a lot of emotions within you. Like, what were you feeling during that time?
So actually, what happened after that guy did what he did? For me, I was feeling that I did the mistake. Like I was the
Guilty one.
The guilty, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was trying to do everything to my body to start with 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Is that if my mother told me all the time that when I'm eating, I will grow, so I didn't want to grow.
Mm-hmm.
I was afraid to grow. I was afraid to have new body, because when we have like 10 years, we start to see how our body is changing.
Sure.
And I was started to be afraid, because I was sure that if he did it, it's because of it. It's because my body is changing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And,
That's a
and then
lot. That's a lot for a child to carry, for a 10-year-old to carry all these feelings. Did you share any of it with your parents?
no, I tried, but when I was crying, my father told me just stop to cry. Like you don't have nothing to do with it. And I stopped to cry, and I stopped to talk.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't talk, and I started to stop eating. And like after 2 years that my family was trying to understand what's going on with me, and asking me all the time like why I'm not eating and everything, I started to vomit, because I couldn't hear anymore like why you are not eating, what's going on with you. So I started to eat and like vomiting everything outside. It let me feel that I'm taking out all my feeling inside all the time. It helps me to feel that I can't talk about it, but I can throw it out.
Right. Gives you some level of control also, right? You can at least control that.
Something like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And when I was like 15, I started with drugs.
Mm-hmm.
On the beginning, I was smoking from 12, but when I was 15, I started with ecstasy, things like that. And then with coke and crack and heroin and everything.
Wow.
Um, and all the time, like my parents, when I was 15 and a half, my parents took me to the hospital here in Israel. They was trying to let me back to life. And I was there for a few weeks, and then after it, I went to other place. I've been there like for 3 months.
Wow.
They were trying to, you know,
To get you off of the drugs, to detox you.
everything, yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
then the first time that I told to my parents what happened, um, like for me, it was crazy because I didn't believe that I'm going to throw it someday. And after all, this is what I did. But then I was feeling so badly, so I left that place. I left it, and I went to Tel Aviv, and I started to live over there. Started my life. I back to everything, and when I
You mean
was,
you mean back to the drugs and back to how you were treating your body?
yeah,
Wow. Mm-hmm.
and when I was almost 20, I said, okay, I had a boyfriend. I told him, okay, that's it. I must to change my life. I can't live like this anymore. And I told him that I'm going to Brazil. I want to do my birthday over there, and I don't want him to come with me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he asked me why, like what's going on and everything. I said, okay, I just want to go by myself. I don't know. I don't want nothing to handle me over here,
Mm-hmm.
to hand me. And I went to Brazil. I did on my birthday. I was traveling over there for 3 months, and of course, still do everything I did before. I didn't finish with it.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to Sao Paulo to see some friends, and one day I saw someone Israeli, um, and we was talking about things and everything. Was taking drugs together, and then he wanted to be with me, and I said no. I have a boyfriend. I can't. Like I don't want to do something with you. But then he said, okay, I hear that you have a birthday. What do you want for birthday? Like, so I said, okay, you know what? I want to do new tattoo. And he said, okay, so let's go. I will do it for you. Like, I will pay for you. And I went, I did a tattoo. And then, like, we was talking about that I'm leaving Brazil. I'm going back to Israel, like, in a few days. And I had I had like 600 grams of cocaine, and I told him that I want to bring it to Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, you know what, I can help you with it. I know what to do. And I gave him my packet, and that's it. Like he told me where he's going to do it and like how it's going to be. Like everything for me was okay.
What? How he'll put it in your suitcase? You mean how he'll fix
In my
it in your suitcase? Right.
Yeah. But then what happened that when I went to the checkout, um, two policemen came and told me that they want to see my package. And when I gave it to them, they opened everything. Also, they asked me about my new tattoo. Like they wanted to see if I have any tattoo in my leg, and they saw it. And then I did one-on-one, and I said, okay, I know the only one that knew that tattoo is him. And then, like, also the policeman told me that someone called them and told them that I have drugs on the package and everything. And he put 3 kilo more on my package. And of course, they took me to the jail.
They arrested you. Wow.
Um,
So he set you up, basically. I mean, this person set you up for this.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. I knew that, like, when I went to the jail, someone else, like, went out with a big amount of drugs. They did some
exchange.
Yeah, with me. And then when I went to the jail, I started I can say that I started my life. Like, I started to understand, like, what's going on. And
well, you actually said God was giving me a present that would change my life, a present that came through much suffering, about your prison. Why was that? How did that happen?
So I
Why
will
did
tell
you
you,
feel that way?
there, like, when I was 10 years old, and that guy that was a Jewish guy, Orthodox guy, and when he did what he did, I said, I don't want nothing with God. I want to believe in God. I don't want nothing close to him. And when I went to the jail, has so much things that happened, and I can say today that I saw God, like, I saw Hashem front of me, like, taking me, hand by hand, and, like.
Can you give us an example? I mean, you were supposed to be in prison for, I think, 18 years, even though you got out after 4 years.
I had to be
You were
there
sentenced for 18 years. Wow, in prison. How did you feel, like, being sentenced for 18 years?
Actually, I was sure that I am drugged.
that you were on drugs, that it wasn't really happening.
I couldn't believe that it's really real. Like,
wow,
it was crazy.
Right.
For me, it was something that I took, and it's like very bad one. And of course, tomorrow morning I'm going to wake up and everything will be okay, and I'm going back home.
Wow.
But that, actually, 1 week after I started, after I went to the jail, was some big, how can I say it, mered, I don't know what to say, how can I say it?
A rebellion, an uprising.
Yeah, it was a rebellion in the prison. And then what happened, it's that I saw all the prisoners taking things and start to make a fire. And what's going on. And then I saw, like, a lot of policemen coming inside, and, like, just shooting everyone they see.
Shooting them.
Yeah.
Wow. To just put
And
down the uprising, this rebellion.
so then what happened is that I didn't know what's going on. Like, for me, it was first time I see someone going dead on my front of my hand, like, it was crazy. And I saw, like, all that big, like, situation, and I knew, like, for myself, that that's it, like, I'm going to die. And some of the prisoner over there just came to me and told me, let's go down to the bed. And when I went, like, I didn't really know what's going on. I went there, and, like, actually what happened is that I remembered that when I was 3 years old, my mother was sitting in front of me when I was tired and like on my own bed. And every night she was telling with me Shema Israel.
Mm.
And then I started to remember, everything, how I was when I was child, and like how the life it's good, and like um and that I'm Jew. And I
Wow.
say, if I'm going to die, so I know like a lot of stories from the Holocaust that people, like was dying, and before of it they was saying Shema Israel, and they said, okay, if I'm a Jew, so I'm going to say Shema Israel to just to go like a Jew.
Right.
Um, hold on, sorry, I just not going to here. We are going to lose. Okay, let's try like that. It's okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
So then what happened is I started to say Shema Israel, and then also my mother, before I left to Brazil, she gave me some paper with three prakim, like articles of Tehillim,
Three
and
chapters. Hmm.
yeah, 3 chapters. And when I went to the jail, like I saw that they throw everything, and was on the up on the garbage. So I took it. I remembered my mother, so I took it and put it on my jeans. And then I remembered that I have it also, so I took it and I started to read it. And I was crying, and like for sure I was feeling that that's it, like I'm going to die. And I had some moment over there that I felt something like someone is putting some, like someone hanging me. I don't know how to explain it, but it was like someone is hanging me, and like for some minutes I was feeling that everything is okay,
Mm.
like you are going to be okay.
Mm.
And few seconds after it, I just felt someone trying to grow my leg. And I looked around, and I saw some of the prisoners, and she told me to go out from when I was. And when I went out, I saw all that crazy things, like prisoners down, like a lot of blood. The policeman was like throw everything out, like it was so much mess.
Mm.
And then all the policemen came and came front of our room. And like what I saw, what I did, like I saw the prisoners like do, like put up the hands. I did the same, like everything I saw I did the same. And then like one of the policemen looked at me and started to ask me some things in Portuguese. And I said I don't understand, like in Hebrew. And some of the prisoners told him that I'm Israeli. And he started to ask me if I know English. I said, no, I don't know English. If I know any other language, I said, no, I know only Hebrew. And Then someone told something, and everyone was left, and I didn't know what's going on, and they left.
The police
Like
left.
all the policemen, yeah, they left the place, and then all the prisoners came to me and said, "You are a daughter of Hashem."
Mm.
And I said, "I don't know what's going on, and I don't know why you are telling it, but I'm nothing. Like I'm the same like you. Like why you are saying it?" So they said, that just because of you they left. I said,
Mm.
"It's why? What do you mean?" So one of them told me that she's over there like for 11 years, and never they saw something like that the police like going everywhere and come to some room and doesn't even go inside.
Mm-hmm.
And after it, I knew that, like, some of the girls over there told me that that room that I was, that cell that I was from the mafia.
Mm-hmm.
So inside was all the phones, all the drugs, like everything was over
Everything
there.
that was illegal. So that's why the police had come because of that. Wow. And
Yeah,
they felt that you saved them because of the way that you
because
didn't
I am a Jew.
because
That's
you're a
it.
Jew.
Only
Wow.
because I am a Jew,
Wow.
and I
So
didn't understand like why is that.
right.
When I was taking drugs over there, they was asking me like how woman of God can take drugs, like how can you do that?
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, when they told me this on the beginning, I didn't really understand like what's going on. But after it, like after a few weeks and months, I understand that what I did with that guy that did with me the things when I was 10 years old, and he was like Orthodox. Um, so I said, okay, so they look at me the same, like I
Mm-hmm.
look at him,
Mm-hmm.
and it was crazy to understand like what I did like all that years. Like I didn't want to believe in God and everything, and now they are showing me that
That
um,
you can't run away from who you are, right?
right, yeah.
So when you were in prison after the prisoners were telling you that you're a child of God, did that make you feel that you wanted more of a connection with God? Did that open up your communication with God?
Not at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
but like when I was when I went to the jail, it was on Tanit Esther, and like months after it was Pesach.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, like on Erev Pesach, well, it was a week before Pesach. Okay, a week before Pesach, my lawyer came and told me that Pesach is coming, and he gave me Siddur and Teilim. And I told him why I need it. He said, "You know what? Maybe just to talk with someone."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Okay." And actually, I couldn't talk with anyone because nobody was talking English. Like I had only one girl that was talking a little bit of English. I didn't know not Spanish and not Portuguese, so for me,
You couldn't speak to anybody. Wow.
I couldn't speak. I didn't know what's going on. Like for me, actually, the Siddur and the Telim was
Mm.
the only way to talk.
Wow. That must have been your lifeline. Wow.
So then I started to read every
Right.
day, like everything, all
Wow.
the reading Tehillim and from the Siddur.
Right.
And then, like when it was Erev Pesach, um, I started to do my Ma'ariv. And
The evening service.
yeah, and then like when it was like Tfilat Shmona Esrei,
The
I started.
Amidah prayer.
Yeah, so then I started to remember, all the times that I went with my family and did with them, the Chag, the holiday, and everything. And I said, okay, now I'm here, and I
Right.
really want to do the Chag. I really want to do that holiday, and I don't have how to do that holiday. And I said, you know what? If you're really here, if you really עם השם באמת, like, if you're
If
really here,
if God is really here with me, then show yourself, right?
so show me. I
Mm-hmm.
want I want to do Pesach, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So show me, how can you give me everything for Pesach? Because if you want me not to eat chametz in Pesach, so show
Help
me
me.
show me who
Right.
you are, yeah, and if you are.
Right.
And right when I finished to davening, someone called my name, and some of the girls on my cell told them that I'm there, and some of the policemen came and give some package. When I opened the package, I saw matzot,
Wow.
and
Who was it
on that
from?
I
You don't
really don't.
know. Wow.
And
Wow.
on that
I guess it
second,
was from God. I guess God heard you. Right?
so from that second, I said, you know what? If until now I didn't believe on you, now I can't say that you are not kayam, that you are not over here.
Wow.
And I started to cry, and I started to laugh, and I was sure that I'm getting crazy, like.
Right.
Um, and then I said, okay, that's it. Now I know you are here, but now tell me, like why I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I understand. Okay, you want me to see you, okay, but why I should be here?
Why should you be here in prison? Mm-hmm.
And when, like, after it, I started to understand that if I'm over there, I have things to do,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't just like be there. And I was trying like every day to stop vomiting. It was very, very hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, After 7 months that I was there, it was my day to started to clean the cell. And at the morning, I went to take the breads
Mm-hmm.
breads for all the cell, for all the girls over there, and all of them were sleeping. And for me, it was very good crisis. So I hit everything, and of course, I throw it out.
Mm-hmm.
I vomiting everything,
Right.
and they woke up and they asked me like, "Where is the food?" I said, "I don't know. We didn't get it. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know where to get it," something like that. And then some of them came. She was pregnant, and she told me, maybe do you have something to give me to eat? I feel very bad. And when I saw her, something like happened in my head, and I said, like, how could I take food for 24 girls and
Mm-hmm.
eat everything, and like vomiting everything, and have people that's starving?
Wow.
Crazy.
Right. Wow.
And from that moment, I understand that that's it. Like, I must do something. I don't know how to do it, but I must stop doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I had something that my lawyer wants to do with me. We wanted to try to לברוח. How do you say לברוח?
To leave, to be released.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
from the jail. And he told me how we are going to do that and when we are going to do that and everything. Like I had to take some pills and then to call the police and then go to the hospital and then like.
Oh, you wanted to escape. You wanted to escape from the prison. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And okay, like everything was almost done, and I knew that next day we are going to do that. And on that day the police came and told me, okay, you have 5 minutes, you are going to other prison. And I say, okay, what's going on? Like I know that tomorrow I'm going to do the things like and like going out. And actually after it someone told me that they just heard that I'm going to SCAP, and because of it they moved me to other place.
Wow. Wow.
So then what happened was that when I went to the other jail, I had to be there I had to be on the tzinok, like how do you say, it's not a real it's not a cell, it's like up there upside, like on
By yourself, solitary
by
confinement.
yeah what
Yeah, by yourself in solitary confinement.
yeah, like for 10 days. It
Wow.
was myself. We was there like 6 women
Mm-hmm.
on the same place. I had to be there for 10 days, and then when I was there and I saw that I am with like six girls with me, I can't vomiting. I can't show them that I am I'm doing the things. And then I said, okay, this is a good time to stop.
Wow.
How can I do it?
Right.
So then I just was like eating one spoon of rice and was like doing everything to let it in, like
Wow.
not vomiting.
Wow.
And like the other day, I had 2 spoons, and the other day 3 spoons, and then like could I could take like 10 spoons. For me, it was wow, like
Mm-hmm.
everything. And when I went out to the cell, I could actually going back. But then I said, okay, Oshrit, that's it. Like you could do it for 10 days. You are not going to back anymore. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my first time that I did it by myself, like with nobody with me.
Right.
And I felt so good with myself that I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
And Baruch Hashem, that 10 days that was like so badly did so much changes in my life.
Right. Wow.
Baruch Hashem.
Wow.
Um,
So
yeah.
I just want to fast forward a little bit. Like, I mean, your prison time sounds like it was horrific, but you also, during your time in prison, it seems like you started to learn more about your connection with God and feel more connected to God
And
and
also
change
connected with myself. Like
with
I could.
yourself. And you overcame your bulimia, you overcame your vomiting, and you really became connected to yourself and who you were.
Mm-hmm.
when when you were released finally from prison after 4 years, were you completely healed of your bulimia and your eating disorder and your drug abuse?
So actually, in the jail, Baruch Hashem, I stopped everything.
Wow.
I stopped with
Wow.
the I stopped with the drugs. I stopped with the alcohol. I stopped with everything inside. And like everyone that I was trying to stop had big story
Mm-hmm.
on the up of it. So yeah, Baruch Hashem, because of it, today, like, I did some work, and I actually do it today with people that
you help
using
people.
drugs. Yeah, and like
Wow.
helping them with my story, helping them like going out.
So I want to know, you at one point you met Mrs. Miri Fagelstock, the shlucha in Paraguay,
Yeah.
and what impact did she have on you? How did you meet her, and what was the impact that she had on you?
Actually, I made it like a few years after I went out from the jail. I feel that I couldn't live in Israel.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that I don't want to back to drugs. I don't want to back to doing everything I did before. And I felt that if I'm going to leave it, I will I will back,
Mm-hmm.
because all my friends are the
You're
same
doing it.
friends that was
Sure.
before.
So you'll revert back to it.
Yeah. So I went to Paraguay. I lived there for 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Over there, I started to become in tshuva,
Mm-hmm.
and actually, for me, it was also like, I can say, like Rabbi Nachman said, that we need to stay like in an hour every day, with ourselves. So I did it for 1 year. I stayed
Mm-hmm.
with myself, just to understand, like, actually what I want for myself, like.
Sure.
And after it, I went to New York, and
How did you meet your husband
in New York.
in New York? And
Yeah,
he was you were studying there in New York. You were learning more Torah. You were
I was.
studying,
Yeah. I went to Midrasha in New York, and
and
actually,
he was also studying in New York at the time.
I yeah, also I continued start. Yeah, like, for me, you can't do something if you don't know it. So
Right.
for me,
So you were
this is
studying to learn more about yourself, about your connection to God, about Torah, about Judaism,
about everything. Yeah.
about everything. And it was there that you met your husband Yaniv, and you married.
So
And
we met, in Monsi, Baruch Hashem.
oh,
We start.
Muncie. Oh,
We stayed there. Yeah, we stayed there for 11 years,
wow.
and we back to Israel.
Now you're
And
back. So tell us a
made,
little about
made
your
a
life.
new life.
What is your
What?
life like now in Israel?
So right now, Baruch Hashem, like, I have my own clinic. I work with people that also have same things that I did.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I am cosmetic. Um, so I do also cosmetic things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Here, actually, for me, it's, like, we always can say that we can miss something. Okay, like, over there we had community. He has the yeshiva and everything. Over here, it's more families. Like, you don't have so much community that you can stay. But Baruch Hashem, I can say that Hashem wants me to be here on the time that the Israeli people needs me.
Right. Wow.
And actually, when what happens, like, 4 months ago, on the Re'im, on the Mesiba over there, on the
Right.
party over there.
On October
So
7th. Mm-hmm.
actually, I all the time was asking Hashem, like, okay, I understand that you let me be in the jail for living all my old life and start new life. All of it I understand. But why you let me see so much bad things, like, in my front of my eyes, like people dying, like,
Mm-hmm.
so much horrible things. Why? Like, why should I see the things? And when the things was happening over here, like 4 months ago, and I saw so much people over there that was in drugs, and they saw everything, and they went to the party and like saw people dying like on the front of their eyes, and no one could do nothing with it, like not even the psychologues over here or psychiatrica over here. They didn't really understand like how can they do something.
Deal with all the trauma that people saw.
Yeah, and a lot of them was asking like, who can understand me?
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, me. Like
Mm-hmm.
I really I can understand all of you because I saw things like that.
You saw that in your
And
past. Wow.
so yeah, so Baruch Hashem, so I see a lot of them and I give them a lot of force and like telling them that Baruch Hashem, like you will have a very nice life, and give them a lot of hope. With
I understand you also give them Shabbat kits to help them keep Shabbat.
right, yes.
So
Yeah,
how did that happen? Like you're finding that people want to keep Shabbat?
yeah, so what happened was that on Shabbat Bereshit, right after what happens over there, my friend, I saw some post of my friend in Facebook telling that she was started to keep Shabbat, and she didn't know what to do, so she was hitting the food on the microwave.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, wow, amazing that she did it. And I rewrote there that I want to give her
A hot plate,
a hard plate and meicham.
hot
And
water,
then
a hot water and urn.
yes, and then
Which we're allowed to use. So we're not allowed to use a microwave on Shabbat, but we are allowed to use a hot plate that has been put in from before Shabbat, as well as an urn that's been plugged in. So you wanted to give them this so that they can make Shabbat properly.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then my other friend told me that she also started. I said, okay, for one person I can give, but I can't give to anyone that is going to start keeping Shabbat.
Right.
But then what happened that I made a post, and then a friend of mine told me that there's someone that can give it, and she know him and everything. And they said, okay, you know what? Talk with him and let me know. Like if he's going to say yes, I will make a post. Maybe we can help someone.
So to donate these packets of Shabbat kits, right?
Yeah. So then what happens was that she said that she know him and he said that he can help. So I made a post, and then like I started to get so much messages from people that wants to start Shabbat.
Wow.
But then what happened is when I went to that guy, he told me, no, I can't do it with you. You are not or organized, like you're not
organization, right?
So I said, okay, what I'm going to do now? Like I have more than 100 people that want to keep Shabbat, and
more than 100 people. 100 people, you said?
It started with 117 people that wanted, and then I said to Hashem, okay, you know what? This is your child, not mine. You're going to help me with it. And then I just like me and some friend of mine that I told her what happened. She said, you know what? I'm going to give you some money to start, and I also put some money on it. And we just like that's it. We went to the water and like started that big program. Right now we have like more than 2,000 and almost 3,000 families.
Wow. That are now keeping Shabbat because of your. Wow, that's incredible. Incredible.
We keep moving.
Yeah. Keep moving. That's amazing. So, Oshri, looking back at your life, what would you say to somebody who's going through a hard time now, who's listening to this, who might be struggling through some challenge of their own, what encouragement would you give them to
So actually,
keep going? Yeah, go ahead.
just you can.
You
You
can.
can. You can do everything you want. You just need to want.
To
If you
what?
want it, you can. And don't worry, even when you going down, when you're falling down, that's fine. Just don't stay over there. Like, come
Keep
back, like
keep
take
going.
your video. Yeah, keep going,
Wow.
and Bezrat Hashem, do it with Hashem. Like, He will help you with everything for sure. Like, you just need to ask Him, and He will be there.
And what one last question. What keeps your faith? Like why you seem to have a very strong connection to God. What what makes you have this strong connection? Like at one point you had no connection. You felt like it was everything wrong. What changed that you now feel such a strong connection to God?
I after I saw Him so much times, like
Mm.
helping me and like
Even in the
taking me
prison.
from the prison. On the prison, it was like all the time, like
Mm.
so much times that people was trying to kill me, so much time that people was trying to throw a fire on me and everything, and Baruch Hashem was with me all the time. So I can't say today that, you know what, it was by mistake. you
Right.
know
Wow. So you really
uh
feel your prison time was what changed things around? It really
of course.
changed. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And what would you say to like 10-year-old Oshrit now knowing that what you are and knowing how your
so,
life
ac-
has changed? What would you say to the young version of you?
so actually I did with myself a big slicha, how do you say it, like
Forgiveness?
forgiveness.
Forgiveness?
So I forgive to myself, and I told to that girl that she's not guilty. She
Right.
was she had bad life, or bad thing, but Baruch Hashem, like right now she can help other people's only
Mm,
because of it. So
right. Wow.
sometimes we can take the bad things that we have, and we can go down and like be
Really
you
transform it.
from the other side, you can take that bad things and you
Mm,
can move on and like do things with that.
right.
And this is what I did,
So
like
you
for
didn't
me.
only move on, you're actually taking the bad thing and using it for the good, using your experience from the bad and transforming other people's lives who are going through that.
Not only that, like people that coming here today, and I work with them, after it what I teaching them is to do it with other people. So it's
Right.
not just I doing it for myself to be good. I want to do it for other people.
Right.
And this is
Wow.
this is my thankful for them, like when they tell me, okay, Shri, like you did so much for me, what should I do for you? Said, do it for other one, the
Wow.
same thing.
Wow.
And
Beautiful. That's really beautiful. Oh, Shri, thank you so much for joining us. You're really an inspiration. What a story. What a journey. And we're so glad that you are where you are today, helping people going through what you went through yourself and really changing lives. Thank you so much for joining us.
thank you so much for letting me telling my story.
Thank you. Wow, what an incredible journey that Oshrit had. Just really so unbelievable and so inspiring. I guess what hits me the most is that in her darkest hour, in her most difficult time, when she was in the prison, that's where she felt God the most. It's almost like God promises us, Imo anochi batzara, I'll be with you even in your hardship, even in your struggles, even in your darkest hours. You'll find me. That's where you'll find me. And moreover, what struck me as well was not only that Oshrit came out of that situation and she herself is now a different person. She's learned from the downs and the ups of the situation, but how she actually uses now the knowledge, the experience that she gained from her story to help others. and how even the most difficult moments of our lives are really there to help us to become the very people that we become. So, if you enjoy watching these episodes, I hope that you are signed up to get these in your email box. You can sign up on Chabad.org/extraordinary. We are also on all podcast sharing channels. You can find us there. And please leave us a line. We love to hear your comments, to read your comments. And I read every single one of them. And I love to just hear what has affected you or what you enjoyed. Thank you so much for listening.